Welcome back to the channel. It is time for the Week in Metal. Week 10, the week ending March 8th. 2 weeks in a row. How about that? It's been a while. This week, only checked out 17 things. But I'm going to recommend 7. And honestly, you should have already heard most of these. Big week this week, I felt. Had to do a video. So, first up, Skeletal Remains, Fragments of the Ageless, released through Century Media. Now, it's death metal, right? 4-piece, California, formed in 2011. This is their 5th album. Now, you should be familiar. They seem like the kind of band, I'm getting off script. They seem like the kind of band that should be bigger because they're great. You know, what did I say? 5th release. They're all solid death metal, right? The dude, what's his name? I wrote it down. Chris Monroy. He's like the vocalist, guitarist. He writes the fucking riffs and they're awesome. So, you know, they just, you know, I see them open a lot for people, you know, bigger names, but, you know, they need to be headlining. They're that good, I think. So, yeah, this is great. Now I got off script. I might be leaving something out. You know, I discovered them after their 3rd album. When their 3rd album came out, that's when I heard of them. And, yeah, I listened to their first 2. Great fucking albums. Like I said, you know, I did have a complaint. There's a instrumental that I just didn't dig. 6-track instrumental. I felt it through everything. I'd smoked a joint and I'm just letting the music, you know, feeling it. And then this instrumental kicked in and it took me out of it. So, yeah, just to be nitpicky, I guess. But no, this is great. You know, I'd love to own all their stuff on vinyl. That's how good they are. They're vinyl worthy. So, yeah, it's great. Check it out. Next up is Resurge. Resurge from Underneath, released through Miasma Records. Now, it's death metal. 4-piece from Portugal, formed in 2020. This is their first full-length album. So, this was actually the first thing I listened to this week. And as I'm listening, I'm thinking, who does this remind me of? You know, a couple songs in, I'm like, Skeletal Remains reminds me of. So, yeah, I knew Skeletal Remains had an album coming out on Friday. So, you know, here's the deal. If you like Skeletal Remains, you should also check out Resurge, you know, or if you're just a fan of old school death metal. But they're really good, you know, first release. It's worth checking out, I think. Next up is Midnight, Hellish Expectations, out on Metal Blade Records. Now, I would hope everyone watching knows Midnight. They've been around, what, 20 years? Over 20 years now? Been around. If you don't know Midnight, this is a good place to start. This, to me, is a perfect Midnight album. Okay? I'm getting off script again. Perfect Midnight album. There's just no filler songs. Every song is just a kick-ass, you know, Midnight song. Great live. Great band. That's, if you see my Battle Vest video, that's my back patch, is Midnight, because they're fucking awesome. So, yeah. Check this out for sure. Better, their last album, I forget the name, Witchery, I don't know. I liked it, but I didn't necessarily love it, right? I listened to it a few times when it came out, and then I haven't ever even thought about going back and listening to it. This is different. This one, as soon as this ends, you want to hit play again. You know, it's that good. It's great. It's perfect. Early contender for Album of the Year. It's Midnight, and it's perfect. So, way to fucking go, Athanar. Next up is Ironwitch with their self-titled debut. They appear to be an unsigned band. 4-piece Australian band from Brisbane. Okay, formed in 2017, but this is their first release. Blackened death thrash. Here's some riffs here and there that sound like speed metal riffs. You know, you can tell the difference. Even a little Morbid Angel here and there. So, lot different from Midnight, but there's a slight bit of overlap. You know, I was trying to do the same thing, like, you know, Resurge if you like Skeletal Remains, and Ironwitch if you like Midnight. But, yeah, they're not that similar. And, yeah, the rest have nothing in common. So, yeah, that's done. Next up, I think it's pronounced Puteraeon. Quindecennial Horror EP. Now, Quindecennial, I'd never heard before either, so I had to look it up. 15 years, you know, Quindecennial, right? Released through Emanzipation Productions out of Denmark. Now, this is a 4-piece Swedish death metal band formed in 2008. Now, they've released 4 full-length albums in that time, as well as several EP splits and demos. So for their 15th anniversary, they picked, 4 songs from their demos and a song from their debut album and re-recorded them and released this. So it's not new material, it's just re-recording old material. Now, this is really good, and this makes me want to go back and check them out now. It's just, you know, old school Swedish death metal, you know. So, yeah, I was impressed with this. Never heard them before, and now I have, and I will listen to them some more. Next up is a split Vomit Spell and Barren split tape. All right. Now, released through Noxious Ruin. It's like $9. I ordered mine $9 from Noxious Ruin. Google it. Go to there. I think it's a whatever, Big Cartel or Shopify or whatever. Go there and get. I'll put a link. I'll put a link where to buy it. I'll put a link to Noxious Ruin along in the description. So, as you know, Vomit Spell, Deathgrind, you know, death metal / grind, you know, from Germany, okay? You know I love them. I talk about them all the time. I should have brought the record and got a cameo in from their record from, what's it, Life After Death, released it on vinyl. Sure, they still got them. You need to buy it. I'll put a link to where you can buy that, too, in the description. Love that album. So, it's just 4 songs is the only problem. You know, last song, you know, first 3 songs were great. Last song, very good. I'll put it that way. But, you know, it's on order, and I love it. It's Vomit Spell. You know, thought about getting a Vomit Spell tattoo, you know. But I'm going to talk about tattoos later at the end. I got to stay on track. So, Barren. I'd never heard Barren. They're from Belgium. They're listed as like Deathgrind / Crust Punk. And they just had, as of today, they just had 1 track streaming on Bandcamp from this split. All 4 Vomit Spell songs are available, but just the 1 Barren song. And it's like, sounded like HM2, you know, balls to the wall, you know, like grindcore. Well, death grind, you know, very grindy, really grindy, aggressive, you know. Fast and in your face is what I wrote. So yeah, it's good, and I ordered it on tape, $9, I think. I think it's $9 plus shipping, $9. Link in the description. Support, you know, support the underground or whatever. Noxious Ruin. I ordered something from Noxious Ruin previously, and it's really cool. So I'm going to show it on the next collection update, along with this one when I get it. So yeah, looking forward. Last up is Might be a surprise. Not my usual, you know, what I recommend. But I'm going to recommend Judas Priest, Invincible Shield. Now, I believe it's their 20th album. Okay, Rob Halford is 72 years old. And he's still knocking it out of the park. You know, you got to fucking respect that. You know, here's the thing. For me personally, you know, like a lot of you, Priest and Maiden, those were like my gateway metal bands, right? That's what we were into before thrash hit, and then before death metal hit. We were into fucking Priest and Maiden. You know, everybody I knew was, and there were others too, but those were like the main two. Those were the ones I always considered the kings, you know. Lately, I've not really cared for Maiden's output, you know. Was just texting, all this I'm about to say, I texted back and forth with Joe last night, and it's like, everything Maiden did up through 88 is just a fucking masterpiece, in my opinion. And then I kind of stopped paying attention. You know, by then I'm listening to more death metal and heavier stuff, and I kind of, there just wasn't room for like the legacy heavy metal bands in my circle. I just wanted to be surrounded by the heaviest stuff. So I neglected, you know, I haven't, you know, so far since I started buying records in the last couple of years, I haven't bought any Priest or Maiden, you know. Thought about buying a couple bootleg live shows, but I didn't, because I'm trying not to buy the bootleg live stuff, because it usually sounds like shit. But, you know, I don't give them enough respect. And I should, because even though there's people like I watch Heavy Metallurgy when they do their live streams. You know, the problem is most of the time they're talking about things that I don't listen to, you know. More, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say anything insulting, but not the type of metal that I listen to generally. But I still enjoy watching them. So I still watch, you know, here and there. But, you know, here's the thing. The thing that kind of binds us together is shit like Priest and Maiden, right? These are the things that we all have in common. We should have in common, right? So even though I'm sitting around listening to gore grind and death metal and Hail Satan, you know, Nunslaughter and stuff, I love Rob Halford, you know. He's fucking metal god. And that's what binds us all metalheads together, I think, is people like Rob Halford and, you know, bands like Priest and Maiden. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. Like I'm getting sentimental or something. I don't know. But I streamed this, and Joe even said, you know, he texted me. He had listened to it, and he texted me his verdict. And it kind of sounds like I liked it more than he did. Because, yeah, he had, like, you know, the great songs and decent songs and then not good songs, you know, duds. And some of the ones he called duds I actually liked. And, like, he even said, like, yeah, you probably won't like it. Because that's the safe assumption, you know, with me, is I probably wouldn't like the latest Judas Priest album. But I streamed it and I listened to the whole fucking thing. And I'm down with it. So, yeah. I'm good with this, you know. Didn't like, here's the thing. Always liked Maiden more than Priest. Always, you know. But those last two Maiden albums are like, I don't even want to listen to them. I don't care. You know, I didn't like them. Didn't like them. So, yeah, but this is great. So, yeah, them old guys, we can still do it. I mean, Rob Halford's older than me, you know. I'm only 50, what am I? 53. Yeah, I turned 54 in a few months. But, no, he's 72, and he's amazing. And, yeah, I just don't want to be those guys that only say positive things about him once he's gone, kind of thing. So I'm saying it fucking now. You know, fucking Rob Halford. You know, build a fucking statue of him somewhere. So, yeah, Judas Priest. Love it. Okay. Yeah, so that's your 7 picks. Honorable mention, X-Hoarder put out a new album. I didn't listen to the whole thing. The vocals, you know, they were a little too singy sometimes. You know, I don't like, you know, I wouldn't call them like clean vocals, but a little too singy for me. So, yeah, I passed on that. What else? Oh, honorable mention, Municipal Waste. You know, Tango and Thrash. It's not new material. It's a re-release. They released, there's some different songs on there that, like, one of them, I think, was just like an unreleased from that session, and the others might have been on comps. I don't know what the fucking, but it's from 2002. They did a split in 2002, and I didn't write the name of the band down, and now I forgot it. But it's 9 songs, 9 minutes and 14 seconds of stuff from before their first album. Very punky, you know, Corrosion and Conformity covers, you know, from the early days, not lately COC. I don't know what the fuck they're doing now, but yeah, that fucking, you know, fucking Eye for an Eye, classic fucking album. Yeah, so it doesn't count because it's just re-release. So, what else did I write down? Oh, mark this date on your calendars. Boom! New 6 Feet Under album. Killing for Revenge comes out May 10th. So, looking forward to that. And would love the opportunity to pre-order the vinyl, because I will, because I know it's going to be a fucking masterpiece. Because Chris Barnes never disappoints. And I will say that again for the haters. Chris Barnes never disappoints. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Anyway, I don't know what else to talk about. That's all I got wrote down. Yeah, you know, the Judas Priest album was just good old-fashioned heavy metal, you know, and thought it was great. So, shout out again, Rob Halford, Metal God, for real, you know. I already said that. Build a statue of him, you know. Fucking do a new Mount Rushmore, you know. Rob Halford to be on there. You know, a metal. Oh, tattoos. I got this idea for a tattoo. I want a metal tattoo. Like, I've got, like, you know, it's like a zombie coming up out of the ground kind of thing. And then this is, you know, it's a cemetery with skulls and flames. I don't know if I ever showed it, but it's just, you know. And then this was my first one back in my punk days. Everybody was getting tribal tattoos, so I got a tribal tattoo. Yeah, from like a fucking scumbag biker, you know. This was like the 90s, and yeah, I'll tell that story sometime. Had to go to the biker's house because the counties there in Florida, tattoo shops were not legal. Couldn't have one. They've changed it. They changed it when I was still living there. But at the time, I had to, like, you had to go underground to get your tattoos. So I went to this biker's house to get this tattoo, and it was not, you know, I wasn't threatened, but yeah, these guys are fucking scumbags, these bikers. So yeah, no offense to the bikers watching, but man, yeah, I forgot. Oh, so what a metal tattoo. That's all my tattoos, you know, the tribal, and then I got this one as soon as I moved to Vegas, and it was just flash that was, you know, on the wall or whatever. And then I got this one and living in Vegas, you know, and whatever. But I was thinking I need a metal tattoo. Almost in the 90s, got the black flag bars on the back of my neck. Because, yeah, I almost did that. Wouldn't regret it if I had, but probably wouldn't do it now. But, yeah, I want a metal tattoo. So I got this idea, like a full sleeve. I guess it wouldn't be full up here, but, you know, from here down, of like my favorite metal people. And I'm thinking, who would I want on there? You know, you have, you know, it's just be all around, all over. I would want Glenn Benton on there. I would want Chris Barnes on there. You know, I'm thinking, you know, Chuck, right? Chuck Schuldiner, I think you say it, from Death. Who else would I want, you know? And it's like, I don't know, I could branch out to other, you know, these are like death metal. I could branch out and maybe put Kronos on there. I'd love to have Kronos on there. And maybe Tom G. Warrior, you know. That would be like the ones I would want. Maybe, I don't know, like I wouldn't really, maybe Cliff Burton. I'd take Cliff Burton tattoo, you know. That'd be maybe Cliff Burton. And that it covers like a variety. You got Cliff Burton, you got Kronos, you got Tom G. Warrior, and then you got some death metal. You're Glenn Benton. But then I'm thinking my arms are, they're small, you know. Can everybody like reach around their fucking arm like that? My arms are just small. I got small hands, I got small arms. So they would be too small, I think. You know, I'm picturing like big portrait, like that big. And if you do one of those, my arm's full, right? So then I was thinking, well, maybe just do one metal guy, you know. And it would have to be Chris Barnes, right? And here's the problem is, and I'm just going to say it, getting a tattoo of a dude, you know what I'm saying. Not cool, I don't think. You know, be okay to have multiple dudes, but when you put like one dude's tattoo, it's like you love the guy. And it's like, yeah, plus, you know, if you're getting a Chris Barnes portrait tattoo and you don't get the right tattooist and it looks fucked up, you're going to become like a meme or something, you know, just because it's Chris Barnes, you know. This dude got a Chris Barnes tattoo and it looks like, you know, whoever. I don't know what woman he would look like or whatever, you know. You know what I'm saying? That would just go viral, you know, the bad Chris Barnes tattoo. So I decided no portraits, okay. Maybe some logos or something. But then what band? You know, like I said, maybe Vomit Spell. But you know what? They've released one full-length album. They're still going. They're still young. What if they decide to go Christian someday or something, you know? What if they decide, like, hey, let's put some jazz in our music or something? You never know. You never know. So, yeah, needs to be somebody, you know, that's established. And I'm thinking the common sense thing would be to get Cannibal Corpse, but the original logo that Chris Barnes drew. You know, just like across my fucking arm right there. But I don't know. I could, you know, I would think it'd be cool to have like a Hellhammer tattoo. Like maybe the demon thing on the throne, you know, with the penis that goes all the way to the ground. That would be cool or something. I don't know. I want something. I saw a dude when I was in LA at a film festival. He had like the first Bathory album, you know, on his arm. The goat head, you know, with Bathory. Yeah, that was really cool. Maybe something like that. Maybe Midnight, like what do they call it? The funeral bell with the things crossed and put Midnight. You know, that would be kind of cool. I don't know. You know, I'm going to think of something cool. You know, if you got any suggestions for cool metal tattoo ideas, I don't know. You know, pentagram. Yeah, I always wanted to get pentagrams, like on the palm of my hands, you know, so I could like wave at somebody that got a fucking pentagram. That'd be pretty cool. You know, 666 across my knuckles, 666 exclamation point or whatever. I don't know. Now I'm just kind of rambling about bullshit, I think. I think I'm done talking. I might have got sidetracked and, yeah. I don't think I got sidetracked. I just, you know, metal tattoo. I'm itching for a metal tattoo. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do. You know, I found there's some places in Carbondale, you know, where I work, the town I work, and there's like 2 or 3 tattoo places. And I was looking at one of them, looking at one of the artist's Facebook pages, and he was really fucking good, you know. Not necessarily the style that I would want. You know, I'd prefer to have somebody that's into metal, you know, that's familiar with what they're doing. I don't know. It doesn't fucking matter. It's, if they're good, they can do it. I'm going to shut up now. All right, 40 minutes. I'll probably cut some shit out. Like I said, second week in a row, I'm doing my best to get my shit together, and I'm still feeling great. You know, the medication's kicking in. You know, it's kicked in. I'm firing on all cylinders right now, I think. So, only drinking on weekends. You know, of course, Monday's a holiday, so I'll be able to drink tomorrow night. So, that'll be awesome. I get to drink 3 nights in a row this week. And then I'll work 4 days, and I'm done for a couple weeks. So, that's going to be the real test. You know, how that works out. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. You know, you might as well, you know. See you later. One of the bands, oh, the band I mentioned, one of the ones I recommended was from Brisbane, right? Brisbane. Who was it? Resurge is from Portugal. Ironwitch is from Brisbane, right? So I was thinking, you know, Australia. Never been to Australia. Probably never will. Let's face it. I'm 53 and I've never left the U.S. You know, would love to at least see Canada sometime. You know, go see a moose or some shit. You know, eat some fucking maple syrup. Because I love fucking real maple syrup on my pancakes. But anyway, fuck. Oh, got me thinking, Australia. What do you think of when you think Australia, right? Well, you know, first thing I honestly think of is either Outback Steakhouse, which, what do I get? When I go to Outback Steakhouse, I always get the chicken tenders. So, yeah, they have really good chicken tenders at Outback. So yeah, that's what I always get. Chicken tenders and fries. You know, honey mustard. But, no, Outback Steakhouse or like Crocodile Dundee, you know, it's not a knife. This is a knife. But, some of you might think Steve Irwin, right? The crocodile hunter. He was Australian. So, I'm going to tell you, when he died, which has been what? I forgot. I didn't write the year down. 2000, whatever, you know, it's been a while. He died. And I remember hearing it on the radio, you know, something about it. That he had been killed by a stingray. And I remember thinking, it's got to be a joke there somewhere, you know. So I came up with a Steve Irwin joke on the day that he died. So here it goes. Steve Irwin, crocodile hunter, killed by a stingray. So, do you know what Steve Irwin's last words were? Watch. They don't like it when you do this.